Ladies and gentlemen, J-Man here, and today we're talking about Destiny and control etiquette. What do I mean by control etiquette? Control etiquette is a set of customary rules that players abide by to maintain an honorable and fair quick play experience. It's pretty much the same concept as playing pickup basketball at the local gym. It's not a league or the state championships, it's a casual way to get some entertaining exercise in while not playing too hard so no one gets hurt. And in Destiny 2, control is not survival, nor is it trials. It's a place for players to complete quests and objectives, practice their builds and crafts, and prepare themselves for higher stakes PvP. From my experience, there's not a lot of etiquette in Destiny 2 control, and this lack of well-mannered play continues to hurt our player population. We all know D2 Crucible feels best when player population is high, so it doesn't really make sense to play dirty and pummel less knowledgeable players to the uninstall screen. Now, don't get me wrong, you should continue to play competitively and want to win. In fact, that's exactly how I play and highly encourage that competitive nature. However, there's a respectful way to go about that in Control. In this video, I'd like to discuss 4 recommendations for Guardians to follow while in a casual playlist that will keep gameplay honorable, yet competitive. And before we dive straight in, I do appreciate you checking out this piece of content. If you happen to enjoy the gameplay, make sure to drop a like and a sub to greatly help me out. There's absolutely nothing wrong with playing with your friends, but if you do decide to 6-stack, try to increase the skill diversity of your fire team. What I mean by increasing skill diversity is inviting Guardians that are newer to the Crucible and looking to improve their game, as opposed to playing with your 5 most talented friends. I never understood those stacks of stat farmers that are mercying every team as if there's some type of esports recruiter watching them. And not to mention, steamrolling Guardians back-to-back gets boring so quickly. Having a diverse fire team not only gives skilled players the opportunity to teach Guardians the ropes of the Crucible, but it also keeps matches competitive and fun. We all have a favorite loadout we use, but if you can, try to test alternate builds as opposed to always using your main. And just to be clear, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't test new metas, I'm simply referring to the weapons and abilities that you are most comfortable with. If you've already mastered Top Tree Dawnblade and DMT, there's really no need to continue to abuse that combo in a casual setting. This concept has a mutual benefit in that you can practice different archetypes and subclasses while not completely dumping on the enemy. Bungie has made it pretty clear that the meta will be an ever-changing entity in the Destiny universe, so building up some versatility is never a bad thing. Not to mention, when we're in the later part of the season where content is dry, changing up your loadout keeps things fresh and is a great way to sharpen your skills. This next one is a little tough to think into reality, but try to focus on using more primary weapons in engagements. When it comes to competitive playlists like Survival and Trials, the best players out there are ones that have exceptional primary aim. So if all you're doing is holding W with your shotgun out, not only are you being a nuisance crutching on Fellwinters, but you're also missing out on the opportunity to actually improve at the game. And to clarify, this doesn't mean that you should never use a special weapon or an ability. Those are still tools in your loadout that you should look to develop, but you don't need to lead every single engagement with your chaperone or shoulder charge. And again, this concept is tougher to imagine, but we should remember that casual playlists are about crafting our skills, and we're not going to do that by spamming the most powerful abilities in the game. My last recommendation should already be obvious, but apparently it's not. You should never, ever send hate mail after a match. The only thing you get from sending hate mail is most likely becoming a meme on Twitter or Reddit, so it's never really worth it in the first place. Also, we never really know who's on the other side of a Steam message. For all you know, you could be talking smack to a 10-year-old kid who's just trying to learn some video games. Like, seriously? And to be honest, if I ever play against a crack gamer that kicks my ass, I would rather have them join my fire team than have them as an eternal rival. So consider letting them know that they played well, and maybe even join forces down the road. This also applies to people who you believe are using cheats as well. There's in-game systems to simply report someone you think is cheating so that BattleEye can take care of the rest. The wise old adage states, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. My friends, that sums up the 4 recommendations I would make for all Guardians to follow to keep our casual playlist respectful, yet still competitive. As a reminder, we should always play to win while also keeping things clean. If you have any additional recommendations to promote fair play and control, I'd love to hear them down in the comments section below. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the Crucible.